Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother.
Hello all, and we are back to talk pro wrestling after 2 weeks of not a lot going on. I think Brandon's here. I think. But anyways, how is everybody?
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm all right, pretty good.
We're a lively bunch. We're a lively bunch.
Yeah, it's like, let's get this project growing. And this is the one where it's like,
It's nothing to talk about.
This is the first one. It's been like, God damn, how these motherfuckers do it.
We said we do it.
There's people that do this like 4 or 5 times a week.
I can't. No.
No.
I mean, but look at what they're doing. They're talking about nonsense too. Most of the time. So, I mean,
You don't think we got stuff to talk about?
we got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to talk about.
Nah. I mean,
We're just saying that, like, doing it 4 times a week, trying to find stuff to talk about would be a lot of talking about the same stuff over and over again, which happens.
Anyways, so corporate officers 1, 2, 3, and 4 were identified as Nick Khan. Somebody got the list. I did not pull up the list. I did bad. I did not have it memorized.
It's Nick Khan.
Stephanie McMahon.
I was going to, I know.
Jesus, man, we're on the air, y'all. That's crazy.
Chilling, it's all good.
Anyone watching knows how we are. It's okay. So
Brad Blum.
Brad Blum. There you go.
Yeah, Brad Blum, Stephanie McMahon, and then Brian Nurse or whatever his name is. We're the 4.
I don't know who half of those people are, so y'all help me.
Well, so
Brad Blum's a chief operating officer.
He still is, so he's still there.
The actual one, not the kayfabe one, like Hunter.
Yeah. And then you have everyone. Stephanie's not there, and Brian Noose, whatever his name is. He was the head of the legal department, so he was who she actually worked for, technically, or under. So that's who they were. So and you've had a lot of like discourse about, okay, so we got the names. It wasn't Triple H. You had people doing victory laps because it wasn't Triple H, which it's like, come on.
Yay. What?
Yeah. Like, yeah, the guy hasn't been there for 30 years. He doesn't know about any of this stuff or whatever, or any of the culture, which we can get to in a little bit. But the big thing I would say out of all of this was just what has been said publicly before, especially by Nick Khan, basically alluding to the fact of in interviews that, stuff like this happened way back when, but they haven't happened recently. And it's evident that that was not the case. It's also clear that they all knew who she was when the original Wall Street Journal thing came out. So there's a lot of that. And I think there's also, when you tie in all of that, and then you tie in the hubbub, which really wasn't a real thing, but still the fact that there is apparently talking about already how quick they can bring Brock Lesnar back kind of shows that the culture there hasn't changed. And so there needs to be a lot of discussion about that. That's kind of my take on it. Again, I would go back and like read. There was a Bill Simmons interview that
the one Nick Khan where he said we're just gonna try to get through this as best. For sure.
That one. And
he knew that was gonna come to light the way he was talking about it.
Talking about he had the quote. He had the quote where he said, some of the things that Vince may have done back in the day is not acceptable today. Like
the stuff that happened a year ago, I mean, what the fuck? But it's stuff like that. And it's evident that even if they didn't know the absolutely worst particulars of what was going on, they knew on a surface level what was going on more than what they have alluded to an extent. So I think that's part of it. Also, I think people need to dig in a little bit more about. So now that we know who these people are, what did they say publicly? What did they say internally about, the quote unquote investigation that happened? All of those things I think need to come to light, because I know people don't like throwing Stephanie into this because they're like, oh, it's her dad and it's this. She was a corporate officer. She was a part of that company. You can separate the two. You don't have to get into her relationship with her dad or relationship with Triple H, any of that stuff. All you can need to look at is just the stuff that happened from a business standpoint, why she was there, when it comes to this. So I think that's a big.
And let's be completely honest. Let's be completely honest, Josh. If this was Shane McMahon, nobody would have that take. Nobody.
Oh no, I agree.
Don't bring Shane into this. Like, nah, nobody would feel like that at all.
Like, I feel like a lot of people were looking to her to clean this up, but like between what came out during the Ashley Massaro stuff and this, it's just like she was just another pillar of the culture. It wasn't to change anything at all.
I think she had eyes on getting the company eventually, and just to kind of let things happen, don't disrupt anything, and then once the company is theirs, either change it for a bit or continue to do what they're doing. That's not really a big deal until now when it's coming out. So I think that's probably why she did that.
Well, and
I do think there's an element of this that like she was like obviously afraid and didn't want to lose her position, didn't want to ruin her relationship with her. I think all of that plays a part into it. But I wish people would ask her these questions. I really wish they would. Just saying.
Well, what I mean, she's not in any type of avenue to take those questions.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying in general. Like, I wish, we would have some sort of idea of what was going on, like with her, because
You mean people
she's the biggest wild card in all of this, in my opinion.
You mean the people that have the sources that could be asking about like what had been going on at least the last 4 or 5 years there, instead of going back in like the early 2000s. I think that's more than fair, and we haven't really gotten that. It's evident that there are people that know more. You do have that element too of, I think you have people that are like, well, that was all Vince, and we don't need to have witch hunts against everybody else that was there. And my thing is, you don't have to have witch hunts. But the fact of the matter is that everyone that is there now, because Vince is gone, it would be very easy for people to say, look, all of this happened. Yeah, we all knew it happened, but Vince was in charge. Vince was God here. We couldn't really do anything about it. So we all basically had to just kind of bury our heads in the sand and go. You can say that. Is that right? Is that great? No, but you can say that. And I think everyone would understand, because everyone understands the way WWE was. I think that's fair. And I think that it would go a lot further if people said that than just like, we're not going to say anything about it. Nothing happened. Blah, 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 blah. It was all Vince. It's nothing but Vince and John Laurinaitis. And that's all this really involves, when it's really not. I mean, WWE is listed in the suit. People always forget about that. And I think if this goes to Discovery, I think you are going to see probably a lot more come out that people, but the WWE definitely doesn't want to come out, because they're going to start digging into, because one of the allegations is there's a culture there, and the way you show there's a culture is you start showing the history and everything else. And I think you're going to probably start having questions on, not by name, the other NDAs, but just what everyone else knew about the other NDAs. That's a big part of this that we don't have. So,
I mean, hell, don't be surprised when we get other stories. Like, I know y'all saw the cryptic ass Jillian Hall tweet that she deleted. She said that she might have some stuff to say, but now's not the time to say it. And she thinks about it every day. Yeah, she put out a tweet. She deleted it too.
Okay, I see that.
Somebody screenshotted it. I saw it the other day.
I feel like Maria does that every now and then.
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
kind of like hint at something for her.
Yeah.
She's got that story for sure.
I'm sure I am sure any of the,
whether it be her experience or someone that she was close to.
I would imagine anyone that was there, especially and I don't mean this in a bad way, but any of the Playboy type people that were there, I'm sure they all have. Since those were the women that Vince seemingly really went after, I would imagine that they all probably have some pretty interesting stories that we haven't heard. So,
But yeah, they when the MLW suit was about to go to Discovery, that's when they settled there too. But I would imagine that this similar case here, this won't get out.
You don't know. They could throw a ton of money at her,
and
to
she
the point
just
of like, yo,
and she could be just like, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I mean, she could be pissed off and be just like, fuck y'all. I don't care. So
That's facts. That's a good point.
What did MLW get? 25 million?
nobody like a lot.
Enough-
I know
enough to
they
pay-
had to report it because it was like legal.
Right. But it's not reported as not as the MLW. It's reported as some sort of financial settlement is the way it's reported. It's reported in
I
a
know.
weird
Oh,
way.
20
Whenever they
million,
got-
20 million, 20 million. Okay.
Okay, I was about to say it was enough to pay Satoshi Kojima, Minoru Suzuki, and
Yeah,
and
it's
Matt
enough.
Riddle.
It's enough that MLW is not going away for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
never
never stops.
I wish
All right.
it did though, because it sucks. Man.
All right.
It's
Josh.
it's gotten a little bit better. So,
Josh, come on, Josh.
I mean,
The bars in hell.
I mean, they're the same. I would say that when I've watched it, I view it very much the same way as I view TNA. I mean, it's that, which is low. I mean, that's low on
I
the.
think TNA is a little better than MLW.
TNA.
They both got
a match of
AJ
the year
Francis on
contender this year.
Yeah, they both got AJ.
Anyways, Josh, you wanted to talk about big business.
Well, just I mean, it happened.
And
And
freaking
just,
shirt. My goodness, I was just looking at it. Well, how fast you get that shirt?
what I've had this shirt for a while.
Oh, is that like an old school, like a other? Okay.
Yeah, this was one of the pro wrestling tees crates.
Gotcha,
Like when
gotcha.
she first joined
New Japan.
New Japan.
Stardom?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like that. It was like got it right away. So, but it's one that you can barely tell it's even her. So, but yeah, just what did you guys think of the show in general?
I thought the show was awesome. Are we gonna go segment by segment? How are we gonna do this?
Just the big highlights, maybe.
Okay,
The
all right.
highlights.
So let's talk about the opening, like everything, right? Her reaction was without a doubt massive. Like it was huge. Like it was crazy. Everybody was going nuts. It was you could feel it. You know what I mean? I gotta be mean. I don't want to, but I thought the content of the promo itself was great. I thought whoever wrote that for her did a good job of mapping that out. Everything that she said, I thought that was great. My thing is, though, I really don't trust this woman to go off the cuff. You can tell, as great as that promo was, and as honest as it was, you could tell either she wrote it or somebody wrote it for her. You know what I mean? It was like I know what to say next. It didn't feel like she was speaking from the heart. And that's always been my issue with this woman on the microphone.
It didn't sound as scripted as her.
Yeah,
WWE
it sounded
promo. It sounded like she had bullet points. Like, this is the stuff you need to hit on and just say it in your words. But I feel exactly where you're coming from. You could still sense of like, maybe it's not scripted all the way, but you can tell like she's thinking, like she's kind of run this promo in her head and just kind of going with the flow.
Like weird, because she was talking
like
from
I heard
genuine.
No, go ahead, Josh. What are you saying?
He's freezing, so
okay. Now I was saying, and I could tell honestly, like she was speaking, how she felt from the heart. But what bothers me about this, and I've heard this complaint, is that she is the only part of the show that feels overly Hollywood and WWE-ish and things like that. Where I don't want like her segments to come off like, a completely separate element of what it is. You know what I mean? I would love to see, a version of Mercedes Moné, the AEW style, not just Sasha Banks in AEW. And I'm worried that's what it's going to be. Although she did well. That's not a knock on her. I'm just saying I just worry how overly produced she will be. That's all. But
All
she
right,
did
hold,
good.
hold on. I gotta read this disclaimer real quick. Any negative opinions of Mercedes or Monet or Marquine Graham and no one else.
Hey, I have a negative thing to
Yeah.
say about her. She needs to stop doing music because I
Oh,
don't love her theme song.
God.
I don't
hate
love
that
it.
thing. That was my hottest take. I didn't want to say I hate that thing, bro. I
Have
No,
you
I was.
have
Yeah,
you
I'm not.
have you streamed it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
It's
have it on my
rough.
playlist. So
It's
it's
rough.
awful, bro. It's
But see, the
awful.
thing is, it's not a song for that though.
She
To be
should have went
fair,
to. She should have came out to career mode. It would have been a lot better.
because it's there to get the reaction from the fans that he gets.
but it sounds forced.
It
The
does. I
CEO
agree.
chant sounds very forced.
It
I mean,
does. I agree.
they need to. Well, it's good for. I don't know. Maybe like the first month once people get it, but I don't think it needs to be there the whole time. That made
It
me
will
laugh,
be,
Jake.
Kay.
That made me
It
laugh,
will be.
Jake. I have
I
to.
don't know why she changed it. I thought her last theme was all right.
I think it's because she had to feel like, all right, this is a new me, new era,
Right.
just
Hmm.
complete new.
Should have went back to the studio on that one.
I don't know.
Should have called her
Yes.
cousin and been like, "What do you think of this?"
He's
Yeah,
no, he
why
got a
did
WWE
he
deal.
do it?
He got a
Why
WWE deal. Remember, he got
Yeah.
some.
Well, he can
Man,
still
well,
they can still call
he
and be
does
like,
anything he
"Hey,
wants
what do you
to.
think of this?"
Does anything he wants to do. I will feel like I'm in the same boat as Marquine, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt because I kind of felt that same way about Adam Copeland when he came in. Was just like, I don't want the WWE edge. I don't like, and it took me a couple weeks to figure it out, but I've enjoyed his run a whole lot
That
in
is
AEW.
true.
I can say
That
that,
is
which
true.
I didn't think I was going to. So I'll give it time with Mercedes and see how they progress and see what like her first programs and everything going to be.
Did the chair
what
chair
bothered me
segment
though-
scare you? Scare you this week? Did it
Sitting on a
scare you?
stool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, but the part that made me go, I don't know if I like this, is when Riho was warming up. I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but she was warming up and they did that cutaway to the back. That felt straight out of Monday Night Raw when she walked up and she was like, "Hi, Emerson." Like I was like, "What is this, man? What in the NXT is this, man?"
I mean, well,
Like
Jennifer
that
Peppermint is
scares me.
there.
That scares me a little bit, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want that, bro.
I don't think you're gonna get a lot of it. Just a little.
I don't. Yeah, I think
flow.
you'll get just a little tiny bits, which is, I think, like you said, is fine. If it's done, because that would be like the right way to do like the Timeless Tony thing, where she has like there's a presentation to her that is different and makes her feel a little bit more special. You know, like WWE should be doing with Jade Cargill, but they're not. But we won't go down that road again.
next week we'll go down a bit when she's
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
God, have they announced anything for her for WrestleMania?
Nothing.
No.
No.
Did they not do that women's battle
what-
royal anymore?
What
She's
about
hanging out.
What about Bianca Belair? What about Becky Lynch?
Becky Lynch
Oh,
is in. Becky Lynch is taking on what's her name for the title.
Listen, man.
Who?
I can leave that talk for later. We're talking
yeah.
big business right now.
Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Mike Wardlow, were you impressed by this match that he had with Samoa Joe? Because I was not.
No.
I was
It was
not.
fine.
It was fine.
It was fine, but it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I'm just glad
He's
it's
not a
over.
top guy, man. He can't be a top guy in this environment, that environment. He can't be a top guy. Like, where you, I don't know. I don't know where you
Especially
could spot him at, where
when
he
you
would
have
fit.
Big Bill and what's his name from Texas, Murderhawk dude.
Oh,
Lance
Uh,
Archer.
Lance Archer.
You
Lance
can't remember
Archer.
Lance Archer. He's gonna kill you.
I know.
Seriously.
Especially when you have those two guys who are also big dudes who are much better.
Better. Way
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's hard to in that like Brandon said, it's hard in that environment to be the guy and be that kind of guy. So
I would
I
put him in
agree.
tag team or something. I don't know. It's just not going to be. He's not going to work out.
I'm just glad it was short though, honestly, because
it was shorter than I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be like, but it was fine.
I still want my new era Fire and Ice, but they'll never do it.
of course not.
Him and Hobbs, by the way. That is him and Powerhouse Hobbs.
That'd be a good tag team now.
Yes, it would. But I don't know.
So we headed to Joe and
Swerve.
Swerve.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
not sure about that.
What do you mean? Not sure about that?
I
I think it's too early. Is that what you're not sure
yeah,
about?
I understand people want Swerve to have the title, but there's so much. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Man,
they'll
did
find
you hear
other
that
things.
crowd on Wednesday?
Did you
What are
hear
you
that?
doing,
Yes,
Josh?
I did hear that crowd on Wednesday, and not about for
Don't
him.
forget his biasness is Markeem. He's been a Joe Mark since 2004.
No, I'm not even talking about that. There was another guy on that show that got a bigger reaction.
Oh, you talking about Will Ospreay?
I'm talking about Will Ospreay.
Oh, Will Ospreay.
That don't happen though. That don't happen, man.
But if you're only like, I want Swerve to have like a run and not like waiting to lose to Will Ospreay. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dim's the breaks. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and then it's not like he can't win it again, and maybe that second reign will be
Maybe.
better. Like I feel
That's
like
true.
the Adam Page, the second reign is going to be better than his first once it happens. So
And look, his run. He could have a run while Will Ospreay is like beating the world, and then he goes, I beat everybody except you, guy. You have the belt. This is the whole reason I'm here. And
I'll
then
say-
Wembley.
People will probably say Will Ospreay's had better promos in his career, but that was definitely the most significant promo of his career because he's never done anything like that in front of that many people.
that or the Jericho promo. The
Listen,
Jericho promo was pretty big as well.
Has he had a better promo than that? I'm thinking. Go
One
ahead.
where it wasn't just cursed ridden. No, I would say
Yes, that.
that.
It's showing he can do American TV. Got the whole, although Bruv gonna get way sick, but I'm gonna sick of Bruv. But
It's a quick chant. It's not a
Yeah, it's not
That's
a
fine.
horrible.
If it's not the best, it's the second best. I got one in my head, but you're right. It's the most significant. You're right.
because he basically came out there and said, "I'm the guy. Give me the ball. I'm the guy."
Let's
and
go.
He made Triple H look like a moron for not signing him.
Yeah, and anybody that says that dude can't talk no more, he's been one of the best dudes in the world on the microphone since 2021. So suck a dick. Anybody that's still saying that.
That's
Anybody that
that's
says
like that's
anybody
like
that
people,
says he doesn't sell any of that stuff, you just suck a dick. Like you can not like his in ring. That's fine. You can not. I fucking Voices of Wrestling retweeted me today. What's a guy, a wrestler that you think is objectively good, you just don't care for him. And if you just don't care for Will Ospreay, that's cool. But you cannot say he's not good anymore. Like I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm so tired of that tape. Like this is not 2016. This is crazy. He's
That's
not
like
the guy
he
anymore.
only draws 600,000 viewers. Of course, he's not good.
Jesus Christ, man. Jesus, fuck these people, man. Fuck these people. Fuck these people.
it's like the people that will
That's
tell
the
you
best wrestler of the generation, bro. I'm sorry.
those are the same people that will tell you that Zack Sabre Jr. cannot promo.
And that's
Oh,
fucking
my
nuts.
God.
That's fucking nuts.
So the same people.
Another dude, one of the best pro wrestlers on the microphone. Like, and people say that dumb shit. Jesus, man.
A good thing about big business is maybe inadvertently Jay White saved the life of Darby Allin because Darby broke his foot. in the match. So he cannot climb Mount Everest. So, it's
There
just
is
the
that.
universe just helping him out.
Oh,
How
and,
weird is it that he broke his foot on like a goofy?
Wasn't it a sunset flip?
Yeah, it was like a sunset. It was like something he does all the time.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how it
which,
always
yeah.
happens.
Not
Freaking-
the crazy ass shit that he does because he's a skateboarder and in his heart it's the walking down the hall and breaking your ankle.
that's pro wrestling, man. That's what happens.
We done
But
talk
yeah,
about
Jay
this show?
White's being wasted and all this
Oh
other
my
shit.
God! Oh, there he goes.
No,
Yeah,
he's not.
Yeah. No, Josh, let me have this. So Jay White's
Okay.
being wasted, and they don't know what they're doing with Jay White and all this other shit. And instantly, all the heat came back in one segment. Like you people, just really think about what you were saying when you were saying. Just because someone gets signed and they're not the world champion, that doesn't mean that the owner or the booker, whoever, doesn't have a plan for said individual. Like Jay White has been on TV every week. Tony Khan has made it a point Even when he has nothing for this man to do, I have to put him in something. You'll see him do something, even if it's a backstage segment or anything like that. This man clearly has plans for this man who is barely 30 years old to be a player in this company for years and years to come. Me, the biggest Jay White stan on the fucking internet.
Did they
Had no worries. No worries.
Did everyone?
And everybody, oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Tired of this shit.
There is.
Oh, Josh, are you frozen?
I think
You
I
hear
was
us?
frozen. I think I was frozen.
Uh,
I thought you guys were frozen. I think.
No, we weren't.
Okay.
There is bad energy around Chris Jericho, and not necessarily I say is agree or anything at all, but you can just feel it. Like the crowds, the people online, like there's just bad energy around Chris Jericho. I don't know if you just got to take him off TV for a while, but I just don't think Tony's ever going to do that. So, like, I don't understand why he was going to do a tag team with him and Sammy. Like, there's two people you just don't want to put together right now because no one's going to care unless you turn him heel. But now they're going to put him with Hook, and I don't see a lot happening with that personally.
I think he's going to turn him Hook on Wednesday. I think that's the move.
So turn heel.
Yeah, like he has to. If you're not going to take him off TV, you got to turn him heel. People don't want to cheer him right now. Nobody wants to cheer him.
Yeah. He had good matches though. I like the matches with the CML guys. I thought it was good, but you can just tell, like I said, the crowd's not into him right now.
You know, for all the people talking about the depth of AEW's roster, that tag title bracket's kind of shit.
That's
I don't think it's shit. I think it's disappointing. That's what I think is disappointing. I don't think because
I look at it and I
Tony
don't disagree that he should sign the Guns if their contracts are coming up. You should probably get another tag team in there. Honestly.
Yeah. Like Tony Khan made it seem like this is going to be like this big, huge thing with like a bunch of teams from all over, and it's going to be like this big, massive.
It's like,
It's
oh,
just the
Young Bucks
same-
FTR is coming in again. Okay,
Yeah, it's just-
you should have
yeah.
just done Young Bucks FTR. Just done it.
Blackpool Combat Club are not even in the tournament.
No, they're not.
They beat FTR.
They beat FTR, which makes me think FTR is going to win.
I would
think they
imagine
should
it would.
win. Wait, did they announce like? Because I saw like it was some wild card teams. They announced who they were.
Best Friends and Infantry both won the matches, right?
Cool. All right.
I think so.
All right.
So it is. Let me break it down. It's going to be Young Bucks versus Private Party, Undisputed Kingdom versus Best Friends, Starks and Bill versus Tart Flight, and FTR versus the Infantry. That's your brackets right now.
Here.
I mean, all should be good
Move on.
matches. Just disappointing. Just disappointing, man.
Okay. So I know some of it got screwed up because of injury, because the Workhorseman was supposed to be in it, but Anthony Henry got hurt. Sammy got hurt. There's that, but
These are
still,
not names that are blowing me away, though.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Workhorsemen are good.
They
But they're not, like, blowing
We
you
got a
out.
lot of good tag teams. Yeah, I'm not itching to see the Workhorsemen.
Look, they were one of the only indie teams that I really liked. Them and Violence
couldn't-
is Forever.
you couldn't have put either the Lucha Brothers or a CML team in this.
I mean,
Maybe you could have put Lucha Brothers. You can because Ray's hurt, but then
Yeah, you
if
could
you get a substitute,
Pac and Penta.
I know. I was gonna say you put freaking what's his name?
Commander.
He just got surgery. Not Commander.
Vikingo?
Vikingo, because he was rolling with them for a while, but I'm saying he got hurt, so
and
couldn't do anything with those guys.
and the CMLL guys, they're not free because they got like 3 big shows coming up back to back to back.
Which BCC's on one of
Yeah.
them.
Yes, that'll be
So
crazy.
I get it. I can't believe that's happening. I can't believe it.
Look, he wanted to face Blue Panther. They found a way for him to face Blue Panther. He's been screaming Blue Panther for decades.
Well, he's probably going to face him again, so in a singles match, so it'll be fun.
And lose his hair because he's Bryan Danielson. He wants to
Yes.
do that.
So he can go back to like classic Bryan Danielson.
Well, that was Saturday against Shibata, so
This is true.
that was a great match, y'all.
I thought some good build up for between the shows for this week's Dynamite. I like the card. I actually think I like the card better than I like this past week's. Show.
Same.
It's a
Same.
3-hour show as well, so it's gonna be.
I know
interesting
that,
how it works.
I know that somebody on Twitter, I know we're going all over the place with AEW, but it's on my mind. It's coming to me. Somebody on Twitter said that Okada should squash Eddie Kingston. And I need that to happen. I need that to happen now. I need him to beat him really quick. I need Okada to beat him using all of the finishers from the pillars in All Japan and then pinning him.
And then
That's what I
pinning
need to happen.
using all their finishers and then using the
Kneeling
The
choke
wrist
slam.
clutch exploder. The wrist clutch exploder to fucking finish him up. I love that so much. I would
no,
love it
you
so much.
you still have him beat him with the Rainmaker just as
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the set, Okada always does the
Yeah.
setup, whether the setup could be the wrist clutch exploder. He picks him up and he hits him with a Rainmaker. That'd be beautiful. And then, fucking Eddie has to slither off and then, come back stronger because after that he has to lose each of the titles to, because that's when he's at his best,
But they got to give that New Japan strong title back at some point.
Well, I mean, got to find the right guy to put over. We're going to talk a little more about Japanese wrestling in general. I got some things to say, but Jesus Christ, man.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
on Big Business. I mean, what did you guys
What do you think about Monet being top woman paid of all time?
She deserves it.
This is going to disrupt. This is going to disrupt the industry because now you got the women popping up. Like Becky Lynch is going to have. They're going to have to pay her to not leave because she'll obviously leave and go to AEW. If Tony's paying that money,
Yeah, he's gonna pay them.
so
even if she's gonna do if she stays with WWE, it's clear she's not gonna do a full-time schedule. So are they gonna be willing to pay her what? I mean, she can be like, hey, Mercedes,
which means you're going to give a raise to her counterpart,
right?
Because if he's going to want to stay, you're going to have to pay him because otherwise he'll leave. And it's very interesting to see what the business is going to look like next year or two.
What if all four of them are in AEW? Remember when Tony Khan is a vindictive ass motherfucker? Because remember that time he signed all of the Undisputed Era and he had all them dudes opening Dynamite. What if he signed all of them and he had like all of them opening Dynamite?
Well, Charlotte just re-signed, so
Charlotte
just
just
Bayley
re-signed.
too.
I think
Bailey's cooked,
He
man.
wouldn't be like that, man.
Bailey is cooked. I don't know.
Y'all said that about Samoa Joe.
but she's
But here's the thing with Joe, I never felt like he was physically gone. Like Bailey seems physically gone. Like just
because Joe, you can go out there and he's still Joe. He still like has the presence and he doesn't have to do a lot. Bailey is still like Bailey, but she has to be able to go out there. But I think she just resigned too. So, or not too long ago. So which I'm sure.
Boy, she shouldn't have done that. Look at where her friend got paid.
Well, I mean, she was at the show. She was at Big Business, so.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an interesting year to see who they're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Who they're gonna just let their contract lapse. Like, okay, like you can go to AEW and do whatever you want to, but
They still have
a lot of
signed
money being thrown
McIntyre,
out.
Right? McIntyre's still yet to sign.
Officially,
he's not
yes.
going nowhere.
Officially, he has not re-signed yet. He hasn't re-signed. Seth hasn't re-signed. Becky hasn't re-signed. But if you read through between the lines, what people keep saying is that it sounds like the deal with Becky is she doesn't want to work as much as WWE wants her to work. So apparently that's one of the issues. So, but I mean that's one of the things with AEW. AEW, you've got to. I mean, they're willing to pay more and you work less. Which is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about like the whole free agent thing and just kind of what you guys think about, all of that. Because
Do you want to skip ahead then?
yeah, because I mean we talked about like the only thing about Big Business is there was a lot of people there. There was 9,000 people there.
Over
So it did-
9,400. Yeah.
Yeah. So it drew. It didn't necessarily draw on TV, which that was kind of disappointing, but we'll see. We'll see what this week does because the ticket sales for this week absolutely went crazy as soon as they started announcing stuff. Which that's probably one of the problem. Yeah, exactly. Maybe if they would actually announce shit, they wouldn't have to worry about it because they went from like just shy of 3,000 tickets to
That's like 6, ain't it?
Out.
yeah, it's
about
almost 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is going to be one of the big shows of the year with how they've been drawing, like, not pay-per-views. So,
They're in the smaller building, right? They're not in the
Yeah, they're the
the
Coca-Cola
Raptors
Coliseum.
building.
yeah, they're
Okay.
in the, yeah.
Which is smart. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's what they should be doing
Yeah,
anyways. They should be doing,
Right.
like, topping out at, like, 10,000 seat buildings, and unless it's a pay-per-view. So,
Also, one more thing about Big Business. What y'all think about the women's match? I thought it was actually good without having to grade on a curve for women. I thought it was actually a good women's match, a really good women's
What are you
match.
talking
Not like good
Why you
for the
surprised?
women.
Why you
Good.
surprised?
you know
It's
what I mean?
Riho. Riho
I'm
never
not
fails. Riho always delivers.
But I'm
What
just
you talking
saying, like, bro, just
Riho.
can we stop?
Rio's matches are good, but it is tough for me to get into them just because she's here and then disappears, and she shows up and she disappears. And again, I like her matches. Like, I don't have any problem with it. I enjoy them more than not, but it's really hard for me to care a lot. I sound like a fat fan saying this. But no, seriously, it's a little bit tough, even though, like I said, I like her matches
Yeah,
a lot.
she's
It's
not
tough for
there
me to
enough.
care
I
because
feel you
she's
on
not in the
Look,
mix
man.
more than,
Look, man.
which I would like her to be.
Just because you can't see Riho doesn't mean she can't live here.
Oh my God.
freaking Chase living the quote unquote Dave gimmick.
Yeah, that match was good though, and Willow Nightingale, I'm infatuated with that woman in every way. So yeah, it's just that simple.
I mean, her
and I love that. Okay, yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up: these fucking people that, yeah, I'm being mean tonight. The casual fan won't understand anything. It's ironic that Mercedes brings up fucking Willow Nightingale in that opening promo, and half the crowd starts booing, and then at the end they make a big deal about what's gonna happen. They're in the ring together. The crowd all stands up because guess what? Guess what? These people are smart enough to understand that she got hurt wrestling Willow Nightingale. Like, you don't need kid gloves, man. You don't need kid gloves. Just treat your fan base like they actually have a brain, and it's all work out fine. Like, you didn't need to over explain. Mercedes mentioned it, and that was enough. Just saying. Just
and
saying.
if you feel like you really need to, you can have Excalibur like have 2 sentences about it of this is the history they have, blah, blah, blah. That's all you need. You don't need a video package of hitting people over the head with, oh, well, this is what happened when the last time they fought, and you don't need bullshit. So yeah.
Anyway, so latest crop of free agents, AEW got Will Ospreay, Okada, and Monet, all big money deals, and all WWE has to show for it is one Tama Tonga.
Well, Tama Tonga, I mean, would you throw Andrade in there?
He was on TV already?
No.
No.
Oh, how you gonna count him?
But
Who's
Andrade,
there?
Everybody says it. Everybody says it's going there.
Count who's there. Andrade?
Andrade count?
Andrade.
He wanted to go back the second Triple H came back. Does he count?
he counts. That whole crew counts, in my opinion.
Oh God,
That whole crew counts.
Who? What whole crew?
We talking about Buddy Matthews, Malachi, Miro, Andrade.
Oh,
I don't
they
think-
want to go back.
Yeah, I don't think Miro necessarily wants to go back. I think it's being Miro.
You'd go back if you could.
Yeah.
Keep it bang.
And I just think Tom was going to do well there, honestly.
But yeah, he's part of that family.
He's not part of that.
But he's part of that family.
He's not, though.
But he's
not.
part of that
Tongans are not-
family.
The Tongans are not part of the Samoans.
They
That's
consider Haku part of the bunch.
That's what they
not-
said.
God,
That's what they
man.
said.
Rock calls him uncle.
But what is it gonna help?
He bought him a Toyota Tundra. That means something.
What? No, I won't talk about Bloodline.
But anyways, so because to me, yeah, you signed, and to us that's a big deal. You signed Mercedes, you signed Ospreay, you signed Okada, but to the bigger fan base, I'll put it that way, instead of like the casuals, the bigger fan base. Do you think that when guys like Andrade and Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black and whoever else wants to go back to WWE because of Triple H. If AEW doesn't get some of those, on-screen WWE talent to come to AEW, you think the perception there is that AEW is losing out, even if they're actually not.
Well, that perception started with Punk and Cody.
How can you lose? I don't know, man. I just look at it different
That's
when
the
it's
answer,
people.
no.
Like people were there already. It's not like you're not winning anything by bringing. You're bringing CM Punk. He's a big draw for sure, but you had him already. You already had Cody. You already had Andrade. Now you're gonna get all these people you've already had before, versus Okada, who's never been in either company. AEW won that. Will Ospreay, who's never been in either company. AEW won that. You try to get Mercedes to come back. If the rumors were true, where they pretty much she got 9-figure deal or 8-figure deal from both companies, but she went with AEW. I don't know, like, how are they losing out on all these free agents if they're like the top company? They're more popular than they've been in 20-some years.
Brandon,
Why can't they sign people?
they are selling vibes. That's what they're selling. Hey, do you want a headline? Do you want the
that's
chance
what
to
that
maybe
was their
headline
that was their
WrestleMania?
pitch to fucking Okada was
Yeah.
WrestleMania. We'll give you a WrestleMania moment. He was like, I don't give a shit about that.
But that's not true. The rumor is he actually did a little bit. They just didn't pay him enough. They didn't give him enough money. Like if you would have offered him that and the money, you would have got him. But you didn't do it.
Or I could see people picking if the money was close. I could see, but not as much as AEW. I think that you could, you go, it's not as much as AEW, but it's close. It's close enough to where I could go to WWE because the possibility is there to make a lot more money and be a bigger deal. And that I could see that. But if what they're saying about Ospreay is true, the money wasn't even close.
Ospreay said it himself.
Yeah,
did y'all hear the Talk is Jericho interview? Hey, I love when Chris asked me, he was like, "Why'd you choose AEW?" He started laughing. He was like, "Money, bro, money." Which like in all seriousness, like WWE offered me something nice, but just the money they can pay.
And then I'm kind of looking at the chat and people talking about the AEW overpays bullshit, which. It's not that they overpay. It's just that they're willing to have a different pay structure as opposed to what their business is than WWE is. WWE completely, utterly underpays their people. There's no question about that. So does UFC, or that's like TKO as a whole. But so just because Tony is like, you know what, I'm willing to pay more, does not mean that he's overpaying. It just means that the way they have their finances structured is different. There's nothing wrong with that.
What is overpaying to a billionaire? I'm telling you guys, I don't care how much money Tony spends. Tony spends all the money, man. I don't care. I do not care about how much money he spends. I don't care about how much money he loses. I don't care about none of that. He's going to be okay. Like, he's got the money. They're going to continue to get money from the NFL, from the Premier League. Like, they are straight. So what is overpaying?
Are cars magically not getting any bumpers anymore?
Exactly.
No.
And this is a petty and prideful man. You think in his head he's like, look, man, let's sell one of these teams because I'm gonna beat these motherfuckers like that. Do this.
Do they even need to,
man?
Even if you look how much his dad's worth, right? And then you look at how much probably just from, he gets from his dad. Even if you were to like say, WWE's worth what?
6.5 is the valuation for
6.5, right? That'd be what, half of what Shad's worth, right?
Still don't fuck with the cons.
That's still
it's crazy. It doesn't at all, man. It's not even close. It's not even the same type of money, bro. Like seriously.
I don't care. Tony spend all the money. All the money. Thank you.
And this is only gonna get worse when time passes, because if AEW keeps being successful, the younger pro wrestling fan, the main eventing WrestleMania thing won't mean the same to them. They won't give a fuck about that. They'll just go, hey man, maybe I could headline Wembley. Maybe I could win the Continental Classic. That might be what, I'm saying, that might be what matters to them now.
Or they can go
the WWE Intercontinental Champion. Like, it won't matter.
Yeah.
The younger, we're not there yet, but we might get there one day. We might.
Well, and we don't even know what because people are like, it doesn't look like they're, AEW's making money yet. And it's like the entire time since this company started, it was always, they weren't going to make money on the first TV deal. They got the extension, which wasn't an actual second TV deal. It was
6
just an
weeks in.
extension on the first. What?
Like the 1st of January, right?
Yeah. And then we're not even, and people are like, well, we're not hearing a lot about, negotiations. That's like, because they're still in the part of the negotiations where they can only talk to, Warner Brothers Discovery. They can't talk to anybody else, so we don't know. But just by what everybody's saying, they're getting even
They
people
just gave Bellator money, bro. Did you see they gave Bellator money today?
Yes.
You don't think they're gonna give AEW money? Like, come on.
And it's going to be enough money where they're going to make money. That's the thing. Not even that they, like we were just talking about, Tony's got more than enough money. He doesn't need to worry about making money. They're going to make money, and it's going to be fine. So, and people need to realize that. And that's the other thing that just annoys me. It's like, we've all known that the whole goal was the second TV deal. It was not the first TV deal. It was the second TV deal. That Tony had enough money, he could lose his ass, and it was fine. It was, as long as I can make enough money on the second TV deal, that's what's important. And that's what all the contracts have been structured for. Everything has been for is that second TV deal. So,
and that's what's about to happen, because I don't know if y'all know it or not, but Warner Brothers Discovery is quite happy with the performance of those AEW shows, man. Usually the highest rated shows they have, and not counting the sports, like they're fine with that. Just because y'all, oh my God, I'm talking about ratings. Just because y'all want to bring up, it's not a million. Warner Brothers Discovery does not care. Like, what if they don't care? Why do you care? Because they're the ones that put them on TV. Well, you don't care. You don't care. You know
what they don't care about? You know what they care about is that AEW does not. I'm gonna say something to piss people off. AEW does not cater to the poors. That's what they care about. Is that they can put actual.
I didn't want to go there, but
they can sell actual, higher tier, commercials to people than WWE can, and that's a fact. And all you have to do is watch the two shows, watch whose ads are on AEW, whose ads are on WWE. They are not the same, and
he said it. I didn't. So
they are not the same. So,
man,
Markeem, you wanted to talk about Mr. Ghetto and some other folks across the pond?
All right, so I've been watching. I'm one of 3 people in the entire world, feels like, has been watching the entire New Japan Cup.
Because no one's watching House of Torture bullshit.
Oh my God, bro. Like,
all I do is wake up in the morning and look at Twitter and see like House of Torture with some more shit. I'm like, all right.
If I was funny, I'd have like a
here's the
friend
thing.
run in
Oh,
and
go
grab
ahead,
me
go
out
ahead.
of frame right now, but I'm not. So
No, what's wrong? What happened?
nothing. I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Here's the
That was a joke.
thing.
I got it, Chase.
Right. Here's so one of my favorite podcasts, not ours. This is my favorite podcast.
Why would you listen to your own podcast? What are you, a narcissist?
You're damn right. But we're pretty good at this, guys.
I
We're
listen
pretty
to this podcast.
we're pretty
I don't
goddamn good at this.
This one's as flat as a left open Dr. Pepper, so I don't know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a good one. But one of my favorite podcasts called We Work Stiff. They always take the really, and I love those dudes. They always take the real logical approach when it comes to New Japan, like how they do things and things like that. And logically, everything that has happened in this tournament has made sense. And if you look at the actual attendance, more people actually go to these shows. The crowd is into all this stuff, but I don't care. It sucks, man. Like, I don't care, bro. I don't care. Like I think at this point, right? At this point, we have like, God, I hate these motherfuckers so much. But we gotta be honest. In Japan, man, House of Torture, man, they're big business, man. I hate to say that, but they are. But I don't like this shit, man. For me, I don't like this shit. And it's wild because I watched the Yota Tsuji versus Evil. And that's about as good as a House of Torture match can get. And if you watch this entire tournament, right, all of the bullshit, all of the shenanigans, everything, right, the payoff in that match is damn near perfect. The crowd's going nuts for it because the payoff is perfect. But to get there was the same. Like if they were just that match, right? If the whole tournament was not booked around these dudes and it was just that match, it will be fine. Like it's almost like in response to them not having anyone, they have leaned into the stick that they know will get them heat, that they know will make people go, that they know, you know what I mean? And they've leaned into it, and the shows are just full of it because House of Torture has pretty much advanced in every, like none of them lost in the first round. Like Yujiro won his first round match. Fucking Jack Perry joined them. Oh yeah, Jack Perry joined them and he won. You know what I mean? And Evil made it all the way to the quarterfinals. I mean, all the way to the semifinals. You know what I mean? Almost to the final. So that's what they've been leaning into. And when it's too much, it becomes meaningless. You know what I mean? And then the Jack Perry thing. So the thing with Jack Perry is that he's the scapegoat, right? Like, you know, the American fans hate him, even though I think this is a bit overblown, but they hate him because, hey, he's the reason CM Punk is gone. Kayfabe, right? And, you know, everyone online talks shit about Jack Perry. Everybody online talks shit about House of Torture. When I saw it, because I woke up and I didn't see the show when it happened. When I saw it and I woke up, I was like, God damn it, this makes too much sense. And then the promo he cut is actually great. But I don't care, man. I don't care. Like, I don't care because it's bad. And it's not just Gato. It's like, it's this thing where every company in Japan is going back to the well. Like, Noah's thing is they've been hot shotting. Like every time somebody wins the title, they lose the title. They just hot shot it to the next guy, because nobody matters. They put so much energy in the Muto when he was retiring. Now they don't have a guy, so all they do is they just hot shot the next guy. Like fucking the son of Dr. Wagner Jr., the son of Dr. Wagner is the world champion. It doesn't make any sense. He was like a dude that came in to, like, you know, as a guest. You know what I mean? Like no one actually, it wasn't built up. He's the world champion just because they're trying to find the thing that will get them noticed, the thing that will, you know what I mean? And then as a result, like the same 1,500 fans go to the show. That's about it. And what is bothering me the most about just the state of Japan is that the one company that actually caters to what I like as a fan is probably DDT. But the thing is that it's surrounded by the DDT bullshit that I don't like. You know what I mean? But they have the banger main events. They have the talent like fucking Konosuke Takeshita and Yuma Aoyagi had one of the best matches of the year. But I hated everything around the fucking match. You know what I mean? It's like that was always my refuge. At least I'm at the point where like AEW is palatable and I'm enjoying it. So it's fine. But last year, when I wasn't liking it, I would try to escape to Japan because Japan was doing stuff I like. I can't escape there anymore because there's no company that I actually latch to except Stardom. And I wonder how long this is going to last. You know what I mean? Because we still don't know how many of those women are going to leave. They announced the women that not all of them, but a lot of the women that are going to be on the Mania weekend shows, but we don't know how many of them are going to actually like stay after all of that. You know what I mean? Because after Mania weekend, apparently that's when a lot of their contracts are up. You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen, bro. Like I'm very disenfranchised with the state of wrestling in Japan, just in general, man.
This is why I said that All Japan is doing well only because they're doing competent booking.
Are they though? Are they? Even they are starting to lose their mind.
I know, but but at the time, I mean, but that can only go for so long before you have to find something new, right? Competent bookies only take you so far, and then eventually you have to like find something that actually works. And I agree with you. I think that's one of the big issues. Like, I will say this. I am glad.
Hideki Suzuki might actually win the Champions Carnival this year. That scares me, bro. That's I thought we were past this shit. I thought all these old sorry motherfuckers was gone, man. I thought we were past all this shit, man.
I feel like I feel like I repeat this point a lot, but it feels like as it keeps going further and further along, Gato not having Yota Tsuji beat Sonata is like one of the worst booking mistakes in recent memory.
Absolutely. And now he's playing catch up. You know what I mean? And then, you know what scares me? You know, somebody brought this up on Twitter. Like they're doing Tsuji versus Goto for the New Japan Cup final. And I'm 100% sure that's supposed to be David Finlay. By the way, get well soon, because I don't know if y'all heard that motherfucker passed out backstage, and it was all sorts of shit. But I'm 100% sure they were gonna do that, and I don't know who was gonna win that match. But it scares me that if they were gonna have Finlay win, now they're just gonna pivot to Goto, and in 2024 we might get a Hiroki Goto world title match, man.
He's gonna try again.
Like, let's try to get like.
He's gonna try again.
Just pivot to Tsuji. Like, if you were going to give it to Finlay, like I said, say what you will about Finlay, at least that kind of makes sense. But in 2024, to do Hiroki Goto, nah, man. I hope not. Hope not. It's scary, bro.
And here's the thing.
But you're right, Case. You're right.
The next New Japan, the big New Japan show in the United States is going to be a massive show. That's the you know, the Windy City show is going to be crazy, and then it looks like
Naito Moxley.
And then it looks like the California show is going to be a big show too. So it's really
the attendance in Japan for them is coming around. They're one of the only companies in Japan that attendance is coming around. Like, people are coming back, but like I don't like this House of Torture shit, man. I'm hoping it is just for this chunk of the year. I'm hoping. God,
hey, you can always get on YouTube and you watch CMLL. You can watch those Friday night, you know.
Man, somebody got to send me to show me how to do it. Show me how to do it so I can watch it.
I mean, you can go to Lucha Blog's his Twitter page. He always puts up like the show.
Yeah.
Or you can, you know, go to the CMLL channel, pay the fee if you want to watch it every week. Or you can just steal it. It's up to you. It's up to you. Just go to Lucha Blog's Twitter page is probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, because he's got other ways to watch it too that he'll pop up.
Like if you wait a day, he'll put them up, and if he misses a week, he catches up and he puts all the weeks that he missed like all out at the same time.
Cool. Yeah.
Just follow him.
CMLL.
Well,
something.
They're still good. They're still just as like if the year ended today, AEW would be my promotion of the year. But CMLL will probably be second, followed by Stardom. They're still doing their thing.
Well, that pretty much sums it up.
Whoa, that's all the topics we got?
Yeah, that's all we had.
Does Kurt Angle have any 5-star matches?
No.
Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
Let's do it, though. Let's do it.
Hold on. It's not that. No, I mean, just straight up. Does he have anything?
All
right. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
I do not feel like I have never seen a Kurt Angle match that to me was like next level shit ever. I've thought that they're great. I thought they're very great. Thought that you've had some like stuff that was almost there but never quite got there. I never thought the Joe matches, for example, ever like they're great, but they're not like they still under-delivered to me, if that makes sense. You know, because I had such high expectations for those matches.
Second one, bro. I love it. Second one, Josh. I don't know about that.
But I'm just but is it a 5-star match? Is it a 5-star match?
No, it's not.
No, probably not. Probably not.
I mean,
y'all don't have the WrestleMania match with Shawn Michaels 5 stars.
That's the one I was gonna bring up. Like that one is
the Benoit match at Royal Rumble.
It's the closest to me, but
I mean,
I know.
I still agree with Dave's thing. If it's a debate in your head, it's not. If there's no question, it is. There's always questions.
Yeah. But the thing that bothers me though is people that think that Dave Meltzer don't like Kurt Angle.
That's the thing.
That's the whole crux of the conversation.
Where's he at on the 4-star matches of all time list?
I think he has
he's like top 10, bro. He's like top 10. He has so many.
many. And he pushed to get him into the Hall of Fame faster. Like the one guy that ever, you know, the thing that they go, oh, it's Dave's Hall of Fame, and you know he can get anyone he wants in. The one guy that you can say that about is the guy that everyone's like, oh, Kurt Angle. It's Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar.
Oh, man.
Those are like the two dudes, and it's like,
And let's call it what it is. I love Dave Meltzer. I'm always going to. Like, that man is the reason why my fandom is kind of what it is. Started reading the Observer started reading it in 95, subscribed to it in, I want to say I was 98. I want to say something like that. And then like he's the reason why, like, I'm the fan I am. But the inflation is real, bro. Like, if those Kurt Angle matches that y'all loved back in the day happened like yesterday, they would have got 5. They would have. That's just what he. I don't know why he does it now, but he does it. You know what I mean? It's all it is.
He gave 78 Kurt Angle matches in WWE 4 stars or more.
Yeah,
but they think he hates him. They think he hates him, man. They think he hates him. That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy.
I mean, Shawn Michaels, arguably one of the top 2 workers of the last 40 years in WWE.
In that company's history. I would say one of the top 2 in that company's history. Yeah,
2. He has 2.
Yeah, 2.
Right?
No. Is it just 1?
No, it's 2.
5 stars?
No.
Yeah, 5 stars.
He's got the ladder match in the Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah, the ladder match. I forgot the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Ladder match in the Hell in a Cell.
Get that out.
And then Bret Hart. Does he hate Bret Hart? Does he hate Bret Hart?
What about Steve Austin? Does he hate Steve Austin?
Well, Steve Austin has 1.
The 1.
Yeah, he just has 1.
But I mean, that one though.
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
That says, I always say, if you make a list of the top matches from the 90s from all over the world, that's the match that's actually going to creep up and not make it simply a bunch of All Japan women's matches.
It's going to be All Japan, maybe All Japan women's match in there, maybe a junior match in there, and that one WWE match.
Maybe.
That one WWE match that's going to be on everybody's top 10.
I'm the sicko that thinks Megumi Kodo versus Combat Toyota should be in
that. It's fine. Yeah, you told me that.
But I'm saying, if you sit down and you look,
when you watched that before the exploding, the one they did in AEW, that was your first time seeing it, Chase?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm scared.
But I was gonna say, like, if you make that list, that's the only North American match besides the tag match from Worlds Collide. And that the tag match from Worlds Collide and one of the War Games match might get into there. The Bret Hart Steve Austin match is in there. Like, it's probably top 6, maybe 5.
I wouldn't be mad if somebody called that the best match of the 90s. I wouldn't be mad. Be mad.
I mean, it told the best story of any match. I mean, but anyways, that's beside the.
But Kurt Angle, just because he doesn't have one of those, it's incredible. But come on, it's okay.
It's. I always look at that and I'm like, come on now, this is ridiculous. But the thing is, it's not a new thing though. Everyone was like, oh, this is a new thing. I'm like, I remember. In 2007, 2009, people were saying the same exact bullshit of, well, why doesn't Kurt Angle have a 5-star match? What the fuck? What the?
Yeah, man.
And it's mainly because of the Shawn match and the what was the other one? What's the 3-way that everyone was? There's a 3-way that everyone would bring up.
Him and The Rock and Austin, right?
Rock and.
That everyone, I remember everyone going, well, why isn't that a 5-star match? And I'm like, what the? Whatever.
It's just Dave's opinion. But before we get out of here, I just want to say this. I know we're going to preview WrestleMania, but my WrestleMania moment is Shayna Baszler in Bloodsport, man. That is, I hope they unleash her, bro. I hope her and Masha get nasty. It's blood. They hit out, man. When I saw that, I was literally leaving a date with my girl.
Look, we're going to be previewing all the week's affairs.
I know, but I'm telling you, like, I got so excited about that shit, man.
Now let me ask you this, because you're excited about it. Do you feel like this is like something that it's just for Shayna, basically the same way as like Regal got, his son, and
Oh yeah. Oh, without question.
you think
She
it's just,
probably-
and it's Josh, and he can basically be like, hey, he's got connections on both sides of that company.
She's not doing anything. Just like let her be what she used to be. She's not doing anything. She's not doing anything. And she got the perfect opponent, but we're gonna talk about it.
Yep, and Sanders Robin 24 way back in the day will be on that show, getting him out of his basketball hidey hole and talking about hip hop albums. Yes, because I've been trying to wrap this thing up for 10 minutes. But yeah, we'll see y'all in about
2 weeks. Excuse me? 2 weeks.